was at a meeting last night with the Illinois Committee on the Fetus and Newborn, and we're partnering with the March of Dimes so that through the perinatal centers and the perinatal system within the state of Illinois, so that we can get the word out, because each region has a perinatal center, and that perinatal center is required by state law to interact with every hospital that delivers babies in their region. And part of that interaction is to provide education. And so again, this is a wonderful opportunity for us to partner with the March of Dimes through the perinatal system to provide education on preterm birth and on birth defects and other issues. The other partners, I guess Ed could actually talk to better than I, because I just don't see it from the medical point of view. But again, we try to deal with schools, try to get the word out, get people in the schools talking to the children, because it's amazing. It's almost that there is no child too young to learn about the problems of birth. I have talked to fifth graders about prematurity, drug use, smoking, and it's amazing at how much they know. And it's amazing how much they want to know. And they don't want to know the gory little details. They want to know what's going to make their babies healthy. They want to know, is this good, is this bad? And they're very impressionable at this age. And I think that's very important that we get to them.
Yeah, I would agree, absolutely. And having two young children, I can attest to how impressionable they are and what sponges they are in soaking up that information. But when they're younger like that, I mean, babies as a whole fascinate them, you know. So the whole concept
they fascinate us.
Well, that's true too.
I mean, they're just, you know, I think that they're so complicated, so beautiful, so, and you know, you can't begin to understand all the science that you, Dr. Krause, understand to go into, but they motivate us to learn.
Right, right. You're absolutely right. So I guess just taking that along, I mean, at every age group, they do. So anything that you would say to, you know, a second or a third grader, you'd say it on a different level, but it's really the same message as we'd be telling adults.
Exactly.
The message that we basically give in any healthcare system, in any community system, is to try to live a healthy, fit life, a good, clean life, as they used to say.
Right, right.
Which, you know, would be without drugs, without alcohol, smoking. And sometimes that's easier said than done in our society, where those things seem to be advertised all the time. And as Dr. Krause said before, you know, it appears that they haven't been hurting. You know, it appears that everybody's okay.
Right.
Right.
But appearance and reality are different things.
It's true.
And we're fighting a battle because prematurity, it's going up just a teensy bit. I mean,
Yes, it is.
and morbidity, mortality, I mean, babies do still die.
Yes.
And sometimes when they die before the end of the first year, which is when they measure them, these are problems that had to do still, even though the baby's here and healthy, and, you know, but the problems do occur.
Yes. Infants born prematurely are at a much higher risk of dying before 1 year of age than babies born at term, even if there are no other problems.
Let's talk a little bit about, you know, that's an important, I mean, what you see every day. I mean, you are in the neonatal intensive care unit, and you're seeing these babies. How do you work with the moms? I mean, they're there, they come in every day. They're probably, like when we talk about ambassadors, they're probably our best ambassadors, because it seems like when you have a baby, well, what went wrong? What happened? You know, it's a learning opportunity. What are the important things that you can teach them?
First of all, the very most important thing that we can teach them is that since we don't know what causes preterm birth in many instances, is to make the parent aware that we don't know why their child was born prematurely, and that it's not their fault. because there's a tremendous amount of guilt. You know, what could I have done differently? You know, here's my infant sick, premature, and I'm the parent and I can't help anymore. What could I have done differently? And once we can get over that milestone, then we get them involved. It is a privilege for us to take care of these infants. They're not our babies. They're the parents' babies, and it's a privilege for us, and we help when we can, we support when we can't, and we have to support the parents, and we get the parents involved from as early on as they're capable. Partnership, and it's very important, and it's a non-judgmental process.
What message, Ed, do you have about March of Dimes that you're on, you know, you're chairman of the board, you're on the state board. When you have a chance, what do you want to tell people?
That this is an organization that has touched everyone's life some way or another. Many of the vaccines that are given to babies when they're first born are vaccines that we've all received, and they're a direct result of research that the March of Dimes has provided. So even if you don't plan on having children or don't know somebody who's had a premature child, or you have, it doesn't mean that the March of Dimes hasn't touched your life, because it actually has touched your life. The test for PKU is something that every baby gets within, I don't know, 24 hours of their birth. And that was something started by the March of Dimes. And I just say that I'm involved in the March of Dimes because this is just a good way to, one, give back to the community. It's a good way to helping babies. I mean, you're helping the youngest members of society live. I mean,
it's the future,
yeah, right.
of our city, the country, the state.
Yes.
You know.
Thank you for articulating.
You know, really, a baby is something that we reach out and love, and I guess what we really, the message is, reach out and love yourself first before you have a baby, and reaching out and loving yourself and taking care of yourself will make your job easier. And your goal is to have less babies in the neonatal intensive care unit.
Yes.
And that we can really look forward to a day when our statistics have them down. The goal of the campaign is 5%, 7%, or whatever. So
Yes,
I mean,
5%.
we have 7% that we need to get better, and we can do this. And I think that that's the important thing, that we know from discussing with the March of Dimes that we can conquer many, many of these problems that have to do with premature babies. And thanks to you and your efforts for doing that and helping us. But it's a challenge for all of us to have healthy, happy babies that make healthy, happy families. Have a good day.